Hey there, happy Saturday to you. Welcome back to another episode of the Just Colleen podcast. I'm Colleen, your host. And once again, I am recording from outside, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Whether you're driving, you're walking, you're sipping your morning coffee or tea, or you're just taking a moment to breathe, I appreciate you being here. Today, I want to reach out and speak honestly about something as a life coach, and most importantly, as a human being, about what happens when deep, unhealed wounds all of a sudden surface. And yes, it does happen, even for people like me. Because truthfully, we're all just regular people too. I'm just a regular person. Let's talk about that moment when, you're going about your day and you're in a good mood and you're grooving along and you're helping others and you're holding space and you're staying grounded, all the good things. And then suddenly something hits you. Maybe it's a flash of a conversation or a memory, a smell, or maybe just silence. And then you cracked open. An old wound rises right to the surface, like it never healed at all. Does this sound familiar to you? All right, I used to think that situations and moments like this, they meant that maybe I somehow failed in my mission of healing. Like I just hadn't done enough work, or it actually, at points, made me feel like I couldn't show up to help others until I had it all figured out. But over time, I learned that healing is so much more like a spiral slide than it is a straight slide going down. And sometimes we revisit an old wound, not because we failed, not because we haven't fully healed, but because we're ready to meet it at a new level with more compassion than we were able to before. And that's all part of the work too. When you're a helper, a space holder, a guide, like a life coach or an energy worker, even a massage therapist, it's so easy to forget that you're allowed to have those messy moments. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to just say, hey, this just came up for me and it really hurts. So here's what I try to do when it happens to me. First, I acknowledge it head on, exactly for what it is. And I say out loud if I need to. Something just got stirred up. And you know what? That's okay. Then I take a breath. I mean, really take a breath. Not that tight, shallow breath that we slip into when we're triggered, but long, full inhales and gentle exhales. No fixing, no running, just to be with that breath. And then I'll ask myself a simple question. What does this part of me need right now? Sometimes it's a hug, or to rest your mind, rest your body, maybe overdoing it. Maybe you haven't had a good cry in a long time and you just need to cry. Sometimes it's journaling, or calling your bestie, or just sitting outside, listening to the birds, doing absolutely nothing. And here's the key. When this happens for me, I try not to coach myself through the feeling and the situation too quickly. Yes, I do. I have tools. And yes, I know how to reframe and visualize and then shift the energy. But sometimes the most healing thing I can do for myself is to be human first. Feel the emotion. Go ahead and cry if you need to. Go ahead and ask one of your kids for a hug. Especially little ones are always open to hugs. So if you're going through one of these moments, if something old maybe resurfaces and it's overwhelming you, here's what I want you to know. You are not back at square one. You are not broken, and you are not failing. You are simply meeting this particular past feeling on another layer with more awareness, more compassion than you had before. And seriously, that is an immense progress. That is true grace. That is healing in itself. Being a healer, it doesn't mean that we never hurt. It means that we remember how to come home to ourselves again and again. And we can remind others how to do the same. That's the whole purpose of the Just Colleen podcast, right? So let's stop pretending that we have transcended being completely human. Step away from that social status that we've talked about before. Go ahead, normalize your tenderness. Go ahead and cry. Those tears are so healing. Go ahead and pause. Pause for a moment and just breathe. Realize and acknowledge the moment. We can hold space for others, and we can hold space for ourselves too. We can be so wise, and yet at the same token, we can be so wildly and freakishly imperfect. We can be the light of someone's life and still learning where the light switch is on some days. And that's not just enough. It is absolutely beautiful. All right, if you made it to the end, thanks so much for being here with me today on this week's episode of the Just Colleen podcast. If this episode spoke to you, spoke something to you, please take a moment, put your hand on your heart and breathe, because you're doing so much better than you think. Until next time, please be kind to yourself. Always know that you're not alone. If you desire a session with me, please drop me a comment. I respond to all comments, and I will get together with you and we can schedule a one-on-one session. Keep an eye out for my workshops. I have 3 workshops coming up. If you'd like to join, I'm going to be very transparent, and my workshops are going to be on a sliding scale. They will be for donation only, and you will receive an entire full workbook with your donation, along with some extra perks, maybe a digital journal or an extra ebook. So make sure that you subscribe, place that comment, let me know of your interest. Again, thanks for tuning back in to another episode of the Just Colleen podcast, and thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Just Colleen, and have a fantabulous day.